All right, so let me explain to you about drama. Drama is you coming before the court and not addressing the court properly. Drama is using slang and not proper English coming before the court.
A young defendant facing the consequences of poor decisions and a troubled past. From late arrivals to dealing with drug abuse, it's a chaotic journey through the court system. Will he take responsibility and make the changes he needs, or is his fate sealed? Stay tuned for the twists ahead.
All right, where are we on discovery?
We've got the discovery judge. An offer has been tendered, and I just need to reset to go over the offer with my client, kind of go over things, make sure he understands. Mom, who hired me, would also like to be in that meeting, so I'm sure she'll ask questions for things that he'll want to know. He just doesn't know to ask.
All right, how old are you?
20.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 1 month reset for this case plea deadline date.
February 27th.
All right, why were you late for court?
I really don't got an excuse besides I got insomnia.
I'm sorry, what?
I really don't got an excuse, but I got insomnia.
He overslept, Judge, is what he's saying.
All right, so here's the thing. You need to be on time for court. Otherwise, you know what's going to end up happening? Whether you're 20 or 18, guess what? We'll make sure that you come on time. If you're not on time, we'll know where you are. You know how we'll know that?
Got my address.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, y'all got my address.
No, because you'll be in Orange and we'll bring you over from the jail. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How far did you go in school?
In school?
Yes.
To 10th grade.
All right, why did you only go to the 10th grade?
I dropped out
Why?
because there was like a lot of drama.
All right, so let me explain to you about drama. Drama is you coming before the court and not addressing the court properly. Drama is using slang and not proper English coming before the court. So my advice is you probably want to get your GED so that you can get a job, because now it is hard to get good employment without at least a high school diploma. And even if you have a high school diploma, it's still hard. Guess what? People who go to college, and I'm not talking to people who go to college and they're getting a degree in philosophy, finding a job. I mean, people who are going to college, getting a degree in engineering, biology, they're all having a hard time finding employment. So you come along and you don't even have a 10th grade education and you're trying to get employment, it does not look good. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you employed?
I was employed.
So that's a no, right? You're not working?
No, ma'am.
So that means that your mom or somebody is supporting you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you come back here on the 27th, you're going to come on time and you're going to address the court properly. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. We have an excuse?
Yes. Once you sign the reset form. Reyes, how are you doing?
So
Not good. All right. So you know what our issues are, right? You continue to use. That's not good. And if you use, you could end up dying from that, right? So what have you been doing to try to help yourself?
I've been trying to do like some research. Just like anger management and all that stuff that you've been telling me to do.
All right. Well, I mean, that's good, but we got to resolve the issue of the positive for, here you go. We have to resolve the issue of you being positive
Yes,
for drugs.
I have an appointment with the TAP agency for like drug use and all that.
Mhm.
And I have yet to even talk to him about like recovery and all that.
So who are you living with?
My parents.
All right. And I'm pretty sure your parents are probably taking what you say at face value and you're probably being dishonest with them. Am I right? Because nobody goes to their loved ones and they ask them, how's your day going? I don't know anybody, unless they're so far down the rabbit hole. I don't know anybody who will say, oh, well, I just used some cocaine today. So I'm going to try to get the help that you need. I'm not trying to revoke you at this point, but you're going to have to work harder. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
On remaining sober. So probation. Go ahead and get his TAP done. But I want to see if Lifetime Recovery is willing to accept him. And we're going to do a referral to felony drug court. And you need to let them know and be honest with them about your usage. Felony Drug Court is a treatment program to help you maintain your sobriety. They're going to give you the tools you need, but they can only do that if you're open and honest with them. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Bashan, let's do an alternate amend for a TAP evaluation. Do a referral to felony drug court and lifetime recovery.
That lifetime for outpatient services.
Well, let's see if, I'm going to see about inpatient, if they deem inpatient treatment is appropriate for him. So if they deem that inpatient treatment is appropriate, you're going to be an inpatient, okay?
Better than prison.
Oh, it is, because
I
what
appreciate that.
you're looking at 20 years potentially. It's better than prison, and it's better than potentially your parents having to identify your body, because that happens. And I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days.
Yes, Judge. Another issue that we're, not necessarily an issue, but a subject that we are trying to get clarification on, or direction from the court is the restitution, Judge.
Oh, yeah, the money. I was gonna start making payments because I started a couple projects and I should be able to start paying off the delinquent. Oh, because I know it's up to like almost $500.
All right, what's the issue with restitution probation?
Your Honor, we just want to close out the matter of restitution. From my understanding, and, from the supplemental report received, the other party in the case, they're not looking for any restitution.
Okay,
And I did speak with the state, and they don't have any notes or anything in regards to this.
all right, then we'll close out the restitution.
Your Honor, last time we talked, remember when you were saying, that the restitution, you know, like if I had injured them and all that stuff, like but like I was trying to tell you that I didn't really do anything to them. And like, I swear, like I really do, because I know I waived my trial
Mhm.
away, but I don't know if there's any
All
way.
right, so let me just explain something to you. And what I'm telling you, I used to always tell my clients this. Now, number one, they're saying that there is no restitution amount, so there's not going to be restitution. But number two, you know what your trust level is right now?
0.
No. And I would tell my clients this all the time. It's not 0, it's less than 0. And because you've been living your life where you've been using and you've been dishonest, I'm sure with your parents, you never tell anybody, hey, I'm going out to use. So you have to build up your trust level now. Everything that you do has to be documented because people are going to question it. Do you understand? So we're going to close out the matter of restitution, but you are going to do the TAP evaluation. You're going to be referred to felony drug court. Make sure you do not miss that appointment. You understand?
So,
All right. Is there anything else?
no, Your Honor,
All right. Do better.
appreciate it.
All right. So, you know, a judge has just texted me. Somebody is claiming they are in trial in this court. And they are not. I'm not going to mention the name, but when they come in, I'm going to have to ask them, why are you claiming to be in trial in this court when you're not? And why do people do that? That is so easy to check. So the text message was, hey, quick question. Is this attorney in trial in your court? And I'm like, no, they're not. The only trial we held is with Mr. Stevens, and I believe it's Meyer. But that attorney's name is, and they're like, thank you, explanation point.
Just like that.
See, people are always saying they are in this court. Court is calling 2017 CR 9032, State of Texas versus Alfonso Christopher Diaz. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
Excuse me, Canton Long Anchor for Mr. Diaz.
Are you Alfonso Christopher Diaz?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Are you the same Alfonso Christopher Diaz who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2017 CR 9032 for the offense of assault family second offense on September 26, 2017 for a period of 5 years. Is that you?
Yes.
State?
Your Honor, in violation of Commission Number 2, on or about the first day of June 2021, in Bear County, Texas, the defendant Alfonso Christopher Diaz did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of Commission Number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
And Your Honor, we'll waive the remaining violations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Diaz, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes.
Court would find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Your Honor, we do have a good recommendation to enter an adjudication of guilt and to sentence Mr. Diaz to 2 years in the Texas Department of Elections.
Is that the agreement?
Your Honor, that is the agreement.
Mr. Diaz, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. Yes.
Excuse me. Your Honor, we would ask that Mr. Diaz be credited for all the time he has served in this case, which is quite a bit. I think it's 271 days.
All right. So here's my question. What has he done on probation?
Judge, he hadn't done much. To the court, I'm sure he's an absconder. Mr. Diaz felt he has serious mental health needs, resulting from severe head injuries. He felt he wasn't able to get the treatment he needed for it here in Bear County.
Well, I mean, not really, because counsel, I see that I've heard a previous motion to revoke for him. Now, mind you, this is from 2017. I know I wasn't on the bench on 2017, so I don't know what another judge did. But I know in this court, I always ask anybody, is there anything that they need that I haven't given them? Is there anything that probation is not doing that they feel that they haven't done? So if he didn't have mental health issues addressed, it's because he didn't ask for it. But we were here on April 28th for a violation of 5 and 15F. And I denied those motions, and I said he's enroll in the BIPP within 10 days of release from custody. And he was allowed to work, and we were asking, and I put in GPS. So has he done anything since he's been on probation?
No, Your Honor, he did not complete the CIPP. I believe he started the outpatient program, however, he was discharged unsuccessfully. No, we have not received any UAs from him. There has not been any payments for any type of dues.
So he has done nothing. What have you done since you're on probation? Would you like to address the court?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to raise your right hand. The state is going to have a chance to question you. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Alfonso Diaz.
All right, what have you done?
I was constantly going, I did sign up for the BIP program, but they wouldn't let me go without a negative COVID test. I did test positive for COVID and did again the following month. And I did do all of the outpatient program, but I didn't submit a drug test. That's why I was discharged. No, as far as the ankle monitor, they wouldn't take it off of me because they wanted me to pay $200, but you waived the fees and they just wouldn't have it. Me and my probation officer were supposed to talk to you about that, and that never happened.
So basically you have done nothing. Like the easiest thing to do is take a UA. You did not do that. Did you ever take a UA?
No.
All right. So that's something that's easy to do. Am I wrong in that assumption?
You know.
All right. Did you complete the BIPP course?
No, I was never allowed in. I have a proof email. You got a letter for it, an email from the people who do it.
So you're telling me since 2022, you have never been COVID-free to do a COVID exam. And actually, there's a motion to revoke that was issued for you July 20th, 2020. And I granted a BF and issued a judge's warrant because you didn't show up. And I'm sorry, it's April 28, 2021. You're telling me that since April 28, 2021, you've never tested negative for COVID to start the BIPP course. Is that what you're telling me?
Judge, I have to say, I've never seen an MPR from 2021. The latest I've gotten is from 1920.
No, he didn't. Here it is right here. I think you were not the attorney at that time.
I believe you, Judge. I'm just
Yes.
saying, in my efforts to get all of the motions to adjudicate and revoke, up until this morning, the latest one I had was from 2018. After being assured I'd gotten everything. Finally, this morning, your clerk handed me one dated from 2020, said, sure me that was the last one. I have not seen them. 2020, the one I have in front of me is the last one I've gotten, and I just got it today.
Do you want that, counsel? Do you want more time? Because there's one from February 25th, 2019. And on that motion to revoke, he was not revoked and he was told to do certain things. And from that, and then there's a violation report from 2017, which I didn't consider because I was not the judge at that time.
Judge, I'm not sure it's necessary that I see them. What I do want to disagree with, if I may, is that your conclusion that he's done nothing. He wasn't able to complete the BIT program because of the COVID problem.
All right, I hear what you're saying, counsel, but you just told me that he absconded.
I just told you that what I intended to tell you was he believed he couldn't get treatment he needed as a result of the serious head injury that he has here in Barrett County. I know that's likely inaccurate, but that's what he believed. Believing that, he elected to go to Massachusetts, where he did get help for that in a number of respects. He obtained a job, which he still has with Walmart for, I suppose it's a union Walmart, for $18 an hour as a stalker. He has gotten counseling up
All
there.
right, but we're in the middle of him testifying. So does anybody want to ask him some questions? Because before me, what I have right now is he's done nothing.
I'll ask some questions.
Sure.
Mr. Diaz, where have you been living while you've been not reporting?
For the last 3 months in Massachusetts and North Adams.
What brought you to Massachusetts?
To seek help because it's a Commonwealth state, and I was immediately getting help for mental, from my PTSD, and also I've been getting memory issues, so I decided to seek help for my for a neurologist.
So, but that was 3 months. So where were you before that time?
I was here. I was living in my apartment. I wasn't leaving. I had severe PTSD and severe anxiety, so I wasn't leaving home.
What caused your PTSD?
I was shot at when I was 14, and when I was arrested for the last MTR, I was arrested because I called the police. I was shot at again. And when I was 17 years old here in Bexar County, I was beat up while I was here before 17-year-olds were kept away from the general population.
Okay. Have you had any contact with the victim in this case, Molly?
No, not so. No.
Do you have a new relationship?
She's the mother of my other 2 children, but it's purely civil.
And how old are your children?
My other 2, 12 and 11.
So you were in Bexar County. Did you have a phone?
No, I didn't. No.
Did you have a job?
I had lost my job due to me staying inside too.
Due to what?
Due to me staying inside, it was agoraphobia. I was afraid of going outside for any reason at all.
So this is what I don't understand. One, these are some questions I have. The first one being, did he have permission to go to Massachusetts?
I don't see anything in the system, anything such.
So we have him going to another state without permission. Two, there is treatment for PTSD here. If it would have been asked for, I would have ordered it, and it's not here.
Yeah.
So that's a problem. So what I'm looking at is someone who has behaved as though they're not on probation. And now they're coming to me with excuses as to why I should give them a minimum. And he's had a motion to revoke in 2018. March 2nd, 2018, according to the docket sheet. Then he had another one in November 6th, 2018. And let's say that, I don't know, that judge was like, I'm not listening to you about what you need. I'm not saying that's true, but let's just assume that's true. He came back here July 20th, 2020. A warrant was issued for his arrest. Didn't see him back till April 28, 2021 to address the same allegations that were in the previous motions. And what did I do? I denied it, told him to roll and bip. And he's up here working at a grocery store at Walmart. Well, working at Walmart, I don't know if it's Super Walmart or not. Did you give them a COVID negative test?
No.
All right. So he is trying to tell me, and if this is not what you're telling me, let me know. It appears to me that you're trying to tell the court that you could not prepare or get a negative COVID test since April 28, 2021. And that's why you can't enroll in BIP. So are you telling me that you've had a positive COVID test since 2021?
No.
So he didn't do BIP. He hasn't reported. He left this, not just the county, he left the state without permission. And he's saying he has, PTSD and he can't leave his house, but he sure left his house to go to Massachusetts.
I also left my apartment because there was construction and we got locked in. They lifted the building while we were still in it. So I had no choice but to leave that apartment and I had nowhere else to live.
Yeah, but I mean, you left with all of your mental health issues that you're telling me that I don't have any documentation of. You left not only your apartment, but you left and went to an entire different state.
Yes.
And I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, but I will tell you in undergrad, I took enough psychology courses where I could have majored in it, but I just chose not to because that wasn't a field I wanted to go in. So you're telling me you can't leave your house because of a mental health issue, but all of a sudden, not only do you leave your apartment, which I understand they closed it down, but you're able to get to another state. And how did you get to that other state? Did you take the bus? Did you take the plane?
Drive.
All right. So you drive to an entirely different state. And I'm sure from here to Massachusetts, there is no car that will take you there without stopping at a gas station to fill up. How many times did you stop at a gas station to fill up?
I'm not exactly too sure every 300 miles, but I'm not the one who was getting out.
All right. So you drove there with someone else?
Yes, my wife. My kids.
All right. So he's driving around with his children. So I can tell you right now, I'm not following this agreement because you have done nothing. And to receive the minimum for doing nothing would not be fair. It wouldn't be fair to you to teach you a lesson. It would not be justice. I understand that sometimes people have built a new life for themselves and they want to forget about the past and act as though that never existed, but it did exist. And you have done nothing. So I'm not giving him 2 years.
All right, Your Honor. Given that the case, I've already canceled the witness I was going to testify this morning.
Oh, no, he's already pled true. I'm going to sentence you to 3 years in the prison. Give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence.
Family's going to be homeless.
And there's to be no harmful or injurious contact with Molly, Mollie, Alvarez. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
He did, Your Honor, under the impression that his sentence was going to be 2 years.
Well, no, because when I asked him, I said, do you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? And he said, yes. So, because this is not a plea bargain agreement, you do have a limited right to appeal, and that right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, and also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
After numerous violations, the judge sentenced Alfonso Diaz to 3 years in prison, making it clear that excuses won't erase the consequences of his actions. He's been given ample chances, but his failure to follow through has now caught up with him. If this case shocked you, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more courtroom breakdowns.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 1642, State of Texas versus Janelle Garza. Can our parties approach and announce for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state.
Defense.
Elizabeth Russell for Janelle Garza.
Are you Janelle Garza?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, you received all the discovery. Did you review it with your client?
I did, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Garza, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
we do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Garza, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your
Do you understand you're charged with the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes.
After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Garza, at the time of the offense, had been a drug addict for several years. When she was arrested, it was her first felony arrest, and it scared her. It scared her enough to get clean and to get a job. Since May 10th of this year, she's been clean. She did it on her own without going to rehab because she couldn't afford to go to rehab. And she's been clean for over 6 months. She has reconciled with her mother, and she's been employed since June of this year. She is a different person than the person that committed this offense because she understood and is willing to take responsibility for exactly what happened and wants to move forward with her life. She understood a change was necessary. And I think the person that you see today is a different person than the person that committed this offense. So we would request that you place her on deferred adjudication because of that for the 2-year period and just follow the state's recommendation, Judge.
And what did you do?
Like
No, with regards to this offense.
what did I do?
Yes.
What do you mean? What did I do?
I mean, you're here for unauthorized use of a vehicle.
Oh,
So what did you do?
I took someone's vehicle without their permission.
All right, because the police report is saying, at least he's saying he was drugged after meeting a female at a bar. That's what I mean, you seem shocked. That's what's in the police report. Have you read it?
I went over it. It's just,
Yes.
I didn't read that exact part.
Oh,
that
yeah,
said
it
that he
says-
was drugged, but I understand.
So was he drugged?
No.
And then he said his debit card was taken without his permission as well.
I did not take his debit card.
Well, they found it in your purse. That's what the police report says. Because it says right here,
I don't
Victim-
remember them saying anything about that, and I
No.
don't remember having the debit card or anything.
it says, according to the original case number, victim had been drugged after meeting a female at the bar. Victim allowed the female to take him home in his vehicle. After waking up, he discovered his vehicle was gone with the keys, cell phones, and multicolored debit card. He found out later in the day his debit card had been used at a local gas station. The stolen vehicle, which is what we're here today, was found today, had the keys in the ignition, and had no signs of tampering in the steering column. Victim stated he never gave any consent to take or use his vehicle and wanted to process with charges. Victim gave us consent to process and search the vehicle. While searching the vehicle, victim's debit card was found inside her purse. So they're saying they found his debit card inside your purse.
Mhm.
The debit, well, I mean, you're saying, mm-hmm.
No, I'm saying, I understand what you're saying. I don't recall them ever saying that or them telling me that or of them ever saying that they found a debit card in the purse. If they did,
Yeah, that's what they say right here.
I understand. I just don't recall them ever telling me that personally or them ever bringing
Well,
that up
wait a
to
second.
me.
This is what the police report says. The debit card was a multicolored debit bank card. I also found a gray camouflage bag in the trunk with some work gear and victim's work identification card. Suspect, that's you, was advised of her rights and asked why victim's debit card was in her purse. Suspect said she found it in the vehicle and thought it belonged to her friend. The bag in the trunk, she said, was already there. She said she didn't know the vehicle was stolen. So the debit card was found in your purse.
Mm.
When you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I'll be clean.
All right, so we'll do a drug test today, then I'll come back with sentencing. All right, are you all ready?
Yes,
All right, we're back on the record in 2023 CR 1642. State versus Janelle Garza. So when's the last time you used marijuana?
Yesterday.
All right, so what, your attorney was singing your praises about how you've gotten your life together and you did it all on your own. So why are you using marijuana?
Well, I guess I should say I got my life together. I used to use meth for 5 years.
I'm sorry, what?
I used to use meth and
Yeah.
amphetamine for 5 years. That's what I've been clean for the last 6 months.
But marijuana is illegal here in Texas. So why are you using marijuana?
It just helps me with my anxiety. That's basically it.
All right. But as a part of the program
I
and
would
taking
know-
responsibility,
Yes,
when
sir.
your attorney was singing your praises, talking about how you clean and sober, you
Yes.
know that sobriety does not mean that you're using marijuana. You should have stopped her and said, wait a minute. Let me tell you something. But you didn't. You waited till you got caught.
I mean,
You did.
that's your opinion, yes. And
No, I mean, that's true. Let me ask you this. Did you interrupt your attorney and tell her, I'm not clean and sober because I'm using marijuana? That's yes or no. Did you tell her that?
I told her that I was using marijuana, yes.
I mean, when you were before the bench.
No. But because I just feel like there's different types of sobriety. For me, the meth use was really bad. So,
Well-
and I couldn't carry a job for the last 5 years. And in the last 6 months that I have been sober from methamphetamines, I have been able to get a job and get a car and see my daughter every day and be a mom and be present.
You're not allowed to use marijuana while you're on probation.
I understand that. And I understand that I would not be able to use it and I won't use it.
But do you understand you're not clean and sober?
Yes. And
So what do you do for a living?
I'm a nanny.
Oh, not anymore. I don't allow people on felony probation to be nannies, to be home health care providers, and especially someone who's not clean and sober. And who are you a nanny to? Is this a relative or somebody?
Yes.
Sister, cousin, who is it? All right. So that job is over with today. You understand?
Yes.
So how far did you go in school?
I went all the way through high school. I graduated and I went through some trade school. I had my medical assistant. I went through medical assistant school. I finished that.
And where are your children?
Right now she's at school.
And how old? Do you only have one
I only
child?
have one. She's 14.
And does she live with you?
Yes. And my mom and my grandparents and my other family.
When you say your mom, your grandparents and other family, what is other family?
My aunt, my other aunt, there's a whole bunch of us that live at my grandma's house.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. Are there any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, there's a $500 fine that will be probated. 3 years deferred adjudication. Going to do a TAP evaluation, follow recommendations. If they recommend inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. There's going to be 90 sober meetings in 90 days. I'm going to want her tested for levels. If the marijuana levels go up, then we're going to address that.
Yes.
There is going to be the UA hotline. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. $100 hours of community service restitution. Parenting classes. Once she completes parenting classes, 50 of those hours will be deemed to be satisfied. You're either going to get a higher level education, or either you're going to complete trade school or whatever you're going to do. That's going to be required. And once that's completed, then the remaining of the community service will be deemed to be satisfied. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors.
Other than her daughter, accurate?
No unsupervised contact with minors.
With her.
I'm sorry?
I won't ever be unsupervised with her.
I'm sorry, what?
I won't ever be unsupervised with my daughter.
All right,
My mom always is there with her.
thank you.
Mhm.
And do you have any CPS history?
There was a long time ago, but they were both closed and dropped,
All right, and what was the CPS history concerning?
due to my meth use.
Okay. I'm going to want field visits. One time per month for 3 months. And if there are no issues, then it'll be one time every 4 months. Restitution, if any, and no contact with Josiah Hernandez and counsel. If there is restitution that's determined by probation and you think it's inappropriate, you can come back for a hearing.
Judge, I do think we're gonna need a hearing. They've submitted numbers to restitution that we believe is inappropriate.
Okay. All right, and probation, is there anything else she needs?
Your Honor, I apologize. He said restitution if any and no contact with Josiah Hernandez.
Yes. And it's Josiah.
Thank you, Judge. Nothing else, Judge.
Is there anything you need from the court to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And then if you all want, Ms. Ferguson will set it for a restitution hearing. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Okay.
Mr. Crispin, I don't understand why you're here. You're supposed to go to inpatient treatment, the end. No, you're supposed to go into inpatient treatment, the end. So you're scheduled for lifetime recovery on November 14th. That's where you will be. I believe it's the 14th. Here's the thing. I don't know. I think you're here to talk to me because you don't want to go to inpatient treatment. Is that correct? No, my question is, do you want to go to inpatient treatment? Yes or no? All right, you're going into inpatient treatment, Mr. Crispin. We've been dealing with your matter for months now. So you're scheduled for inpatient treatment. That's where you are headed. Oh, no, he's going to go on his own to lifetime recovery.
Last time we spoke, you were still up in the air.
Mr. Crispin, I want you to hear me carefully. All right. You are going into inpatient treatment at Lifetime Recovery. The end. Sure.
Thank you. Why is there a double whammy on the same project?
I'm sorry, what?
Why is there a double whammy?
There's not a double whammy. You never bring documents that are requested of you. No, here's the first thing. One, you were supposed to bring documents of the military service to Veterans Treatment Court. They never received it. Yes.
Okay. I went and told you on the SSI office.
Do you have it?
I didn't even receive it. I have a one.
No. My question is, do you have your military records?
I have to have an addendum with the UT 15 addendum because my social's off here and my birthday's off in the Social Security office. The only way they'll accept it is I had to get a birth certificate. Last way I get a birth certificate is I had to have my father be living in California or it's even longer. I was 30 to 60 days to get because that's what we spoke about.
All right, so Mr. Crispin, this is what we're going to do. While, Mr. Crispin, this is what we're going to do. While we are waiting you to get those documents, you'll be in inpatient treatment at Lifetime Recovery. And then Lifetime Recovery will make sure you have ample opportunity to get whatever paperwork that you say you need. But this has been going on for a long time, Mr. Crispin, and it's been going on too long.
So I understand that. Maybe it's just of the courts. Like.
Right now, are you go? And now they just actually ordered for you to go to the same CBD backgrounds.
No, I'm gonna go and go like health instruction. I always have with this part too as well. So whatever you say, I have to do. But
Okay.
I'm just asking for the eligibility to talk to you because my own confusion is that we spoke about it and then you gave me pressure on that for the 90 days.
No, that was never addressed. For
I
example,
gave forms for the 90 days.
no, let me just tell you this. I had already put in place that you were supposed to do 90 meetings in 90 days. 90 meetings, time out. 90 meetings in 90 days is not taking the place of you not doing what the court has asked of you.
The court has spoken. Janelle Garza will undergo inpatient treatment at Lifetime Recovery with strict conditions on her sobriety. A final chance to rebuild her life after repeated failures. This case serves as a reminder that actions have consequences and real change takes time. If you've been following her journey, don't forget to hit like, share your thoughts, and subscribe for more courtroom breakdowns.